As children, we learn quickly what earns love, praise, or safety, to be the favorite, and we shape ourselves around others' expectations, not our truth, because we all, especially as children, want to be loved and seen and heard. Another way is shame and wounds. Most of us carry unrelated stories of not being good enough, or being too much, or being told you're wrong, or why aren't you like your sister? Why aren't you like your brother? What is wrong with you? Why did you do your hair that way? Whatever it was. So we hide behind a performance. And this is when our masks are created. Each time something comes up, we put on a different mask. A third way is social media, the culture of social media. We're rewarded for curating perfection, not authenticity. And that's an issue because it affects so many people, especially teenagers, because vulnerability feels risky in a world that applauds, your greatest highlight reel. And then there's the competition for it with everyone, and everyone needs to live up to your expectations. And another one is tribal survival instinct. On a primal level, rejection once meant exile, even for the animal kingdom. And the brain still treats judgment as danger. So we self-edit to belong. We're always saying, did I do the right thing? Do I look the right way? Who's in the room? What do they want? And we try to mold ourselves for what other people expect from us. And the fifth one is imposter energy. The inner imposter whispers to us. They love the mask. They don't love you. And if you take it off, they'll run. We have to please others and keep that mask on. So we stay hidden and lonely. And this really is prevalent in a lot of cultures when you're told to be a certain way to fit in because your behavior affects so many others. In Middle Eastern and Latin, all these different cultures have that. So a reframe could be, what if the people who reject the real you aren't really your people? Think about that. What if taking off your mask attracts your soul family and the people where you could actually thrive and be yourself authentically? Think about what you could create, how your life would be different. Imagine this. You're standing on a stage and the spotlight is blinding. That's you all alone up on the stage with one spotlight. And suddenly your imposter steps out instead of you, which happens all the time. It's happened with me many times. I really have to work on keeping my imposters in control. So your imposters are there, not your authentic soul, but the character you've been playing to survive, because the audience wants this particular energy or character. So if they had a name, if they had a title or a face, who would that person be? Think about, who is this person that's on the stage if you're on there? Who are they? And I want to run down the list of my main imposters. There's so many, but these are the ones that I teach and that are the main framework of SoulBlazing. So let's introduce, the Overthinker. So enter the Overthinker, right? What's the Overthinker's job title? They are a Chief Anxiety Officer. The celebrity face would be, think Woody Allen. Okay. Always analyzing. He analyzes everything. So if you start doing your speech through that imposter, doubting everything you do, every move until the moment passes, like Woody does, who would you be? Would you feel like you? No. The next one, let's introduce the seductor. Now the seductor's up on stage. This is you as a seductor. A seductor is a chief validation officer. Think of Madonna in her early years, turning charm into armor. She thought she was Marilyn Monroe. She wanted to be the Marilyn Monroe of this generation. So she was selling such high glam to hide her wounds inside. And if you really listen to her and everything she shared, she talks about that pain. And then when she gets to step on stage, she gets to be another character, and she usually chooses the seductor. So up next, introducing the fixer. Who is the fixer? It's a crisis control manager. Think of the fixer as early Oprah, saving everyone first, but not her. And her cup started running empty. That's why she ended up stopping the show after 25 years. She was like, it's not feeding me anymore. It's feeding the audience, but not me. And she created a whole new life for her. Another one is the Joker. So cue the Joker, the chief deflection strategist. Why? Think of that person who is always going into the room telling bad jokes about someone else so they feel better about themselves. I think of Robin Williams, because when he lights up a room, everyone laughs, but he had the sorrow inside, which we learned later on with his death. He was carrying so much pain. And the judge, if you welcome the judge imposter, the judge is the chief criticism officer. Who wants to be around that? But that's what you're doing to yourself when you're on stage, analyzing everything and judging yourself. The celebrity face would be Simon Cowell. Quick. He has harsh words for everybody, and he uses control to protect his own insecurities. And when he talks about himself as a child, you see those insecurities. And him having a son, he talks about how much it changed him and how much it made him be more real and less judgmental. Then there's the egotist. The egotist will strut on stage, and they're the CEO of self-importance. You could think of Kanye West here. He's bigger, he's louder, he's bolder, he's the best, he knows everything. Follow me, I am the trailblazer of the century. But sometimes that causes more deep internal wounds because he knows he's not what he's preaching, and he's just covering up how sad he is inside. Which brings us to the victim, head of internal blame operations. Think of Britney Spears during her most trapped moments, during the time she was in her conservatorship with her father. She was always believing life was happening to her with no way out. And it was true to a certain extent, but she was helping create that by her behavior and her actions and how she lived her life. So don't allow these to come on stage. Bring in your authentic soul, because here's the truth. These imposters, they aren't bad. They once protected us. They came to us when we were children. They put a wound on us. Don't worry. We'll help you. We'll be here to fight off those bullies who said that to you. But now we're adults. We don't need them anymore. And they were never meant to run our lives. They were just meant for security for a certain amount of years. So today is about unmasking them. So your real story, your soul story, can step out into the light when you're on that stage, and you don't have to worry about your imposter taking over. It's you, the real you, the raw you, and you'll see the difference in your connection and your energy with others. And you'll say, why didn't I do this 100 years ago? Why did I wait so long? Because you were scared, like all of us, but we don't have to be scared anymore, because now we have the tools, we have the know-how, we have the why. So let's do this together. Let's be brave together, rip off our masks, and start a new beginning today.